Hey, what's going on guys, YST here, welcome back to another raid video. Today we've got another clan boss set up, courtesy of my good friend Morph, who's part of my clan. He's got a Roshguard, Fakrakin the Fat, Anax and Seeker composition that can 1 key on Ultra Nightmare, and it can also 1 key on Hard, Brutal and Nightmare. So towards the end of the video I'll show you the setup for the other difficulties, but right now we're going to get into the setup just for Ultra Nightmare, so let's get into it. Okay, so to start off here, we're going to start off with Roshguard. So let's get into his skills first. So he's got an A1 that can remove a random buff, an A2 that can block cooldown skills and block buffs. This is okay for affinities, but the main reason for him is block damage for 2 turns. So him and the other Roshguard in this team will make sure that you've got Unkillable up for 100% of the time, and you have to make sure that all your champions here are booked, so you need the cooldowns on all your skills, so bear that in mind. Masteries, we've got a offense and defense tree. And his overall stats for Roshguard number 1 is a 57,000 HP, 3,000 attack, 2,100 defense, 247 speed on the first Roshguard, 84% crit rate because Fakrakin the Fat does increase the crit rate on all your champions, so you can make sure that all your champs are about 70%, 205% crit damage, and the rest doesn't really matter. So the gear we got here is a speed set with speed, just to make sure you can get to the high speed numbers, attack percent, and speed on the boots. So let's get into Roshguard number 2. Alright, so on this Roshguard we've got speed sets again, just some mismatch sets just because he's got the good speed rolls in all these gears. So crit damage here, HP percent and speed on the boots, accuracy, crit damage and HP. And the masteries on this one, the offense tree is a little bit different here. He's gone all the way down to Stoke to Fury, and we've got the defense tree with a counter attack retribution there. And the overall stats on this Roshguard is a 66,000 HP, 2,000 attack, 2,000 defense. Remember, you don't need defense in this composition because you're unkillable anyway. Then we got the speed of 265, 93% crit rate, 225% crit damage, and a 190 accuracy. Alright, so let's get into the next champion. So next on this list is Mr. Seeker. So the skills on this guy, so we've got the A1 with the provoke, don't need this for the clan boss. We've got fills 10 meters and increased attack. This does make this work, so it makes sure everyone can reach the optimal speeds to make sure your Roshguards are putting their skills on at the right time. And then we've got the heals this champion by 20% and increased defense on all allies, and an aura which is not in use for a clan boss team. Masteries, we've got offense tree, and then we've got the defense tree going down to the counter attacks just to get more procs and war masters. We've got an immortal set, we've got speed sets with crit damage, crit rate on the gloves, attack percent and speed. And we've got attack here, crit damage and a HP ring here. And the overall stats on Seeker is 46,000 HP, 3,000 attack, 2,100 defense, a 248 speed, 87% crit rate, 220% crit damage, and the rest doesn't really matter once again. Alright, so let's head into the next champion, Mr. Fakrakin the Fat. The amount of memes this guy gets is ridiculous. But yeah, with Fakrakin the Fat, his skills, he's got the A1 decreased defense, which is solid, a HP burn and a 5% poison on a 3-turn cooldown, and an increased crit rate, crit damage and ally attack. So insane ability. He's starting to get a lot of use in a lot of clan boss teams, and he's running his with a relentless set here. But let's go over the masteries first quickly. So we've got the offense tree all the way down to War Master, and we've got the defense tree heading down to Retribution once again. And then on his artifacts we've got a crit rate and speed, crit damage, attack percent and speed on the boots, accuracy here, crit damage and attack. So yeah, relentless set, you can get a lot of procs, get a lot more damage in, and his overall stats are 27,000 HP, 3,900 attack, which is quite high, 2,000 defense, a 218 speed, 94% crit rate, 224% crit damage, and a good amount of accuracy just to make sure he can land his debuffs. And let's get into the final champion used for this composition, which is Mr. Anax. I haven't got him myself, but he's an absolutely insane champion. He can hit some crazy numbers, you will see that in the run. So we've got a 30% chance of a decreased defense, which is solid when pairing with a Fakrakin because they can go back to back and make sure it's consistent. Then we've got the decreased accuracy and poison on the A2, and attacks one enemy and places a weaken. So your weaken and your defense down just from this champion and Fakrakin the Fat, and a passive which can increase defense and attack when he drops below a specific HP. His masteries here is an offense, and he's got a support tree to land the debuffs. And the artifacts, we've got speed and accuracy sets, and here's the gear right here. So we've got crit rate, we've got triple roll speeds, crit damage, attack percent, speed boots, attack here, crit damage and attack. But if you are low on accuracy, I'd recommend putting an accuracy one here, but I believe he's put an attack just because he's got an insane speed roll right here. And the overall stats for Anax is a 30,000 HP, 4,000 attack, or 4,400 nearly, 1,800 defense, 247 speed, 73% crit rate. Once again, this will get increased with the increased crit rate buff, and 241% crit damage, so he can smack extremely hard, and a 240 accuracy. So without further ado, let's head over into a clan boss run and see exactly what we can do. So yeah, we got Fakrakin the Fat, Anax, Seeker, double Roshguard. And remember, this team can work for all difficulties, so you can hit your Nightmare, your Ultra Nightmare, your Hard and your Brutal daily if you use your 4 keys optimized to the best you can. And if you stay tuned to the end of the video, I'll show you the setup for those and the damage that you can get from them, which is absolutely crazy. And if you want to make this affinity friendly and you don't have the roster that this guy has, I'd recommend building up a Doom Priest if you want to use it on affinity. But if you're one keying on every difficulty anyway, just get your keys in on Void and you'll be great. And let's get into the run and see how this needs to be set up. So yeah, this team does work on all difficulties, but we're going to only be showcasing the Ultra Nightmare right here today. So let's start off with the setup. So we've got an A1 on the first tower, A2 and A1, A1, A2, and A2 on Fakrakin the Fat. We've got A1, 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 A3, A3, and then we've got the first A3 on this tower here. Increased turn meter in A1, A1. So it's got A1s for everyone in this bit here. And then we got A1 here, A2, A1. Any ability on Fakrakin here. If he does proc the Relentless, just use the A1 just for the setup turn. And then A1 on this tower here. We've got A3, A1, A1, increased turn meter, A1, A1, then A3 on this tower here, and then from here you can just click auto. So I'm going to let you guys watch a bit of a run right now and come back to you towards the end just to showcase the damage, and I'll show you the setup for the Nightmare and Brutal also, so stay tuned. So as you can see here, an absolutely insane team. We've got a 77 damage Key, and he does this every single day. He's in my clan, so I've seen this all the time and I'm like, how did you do this? So yeah, we got a 9 million on Roshguard, 11 million on this Roshguard, 11 million Seeker, Anax with a whopping 30 million, and a 15 million on Fakrakin the Fat. If you want to use this for affinity, I'd recommend subbing in a Doom Priest, but if you're hitting Void anyway on the start of every clan boss, I guess you could just use this composition, get your 1 key in and move into the other difficulties. So right here is the nightmare damage, and we've got the full turn order right here. And we've also got the brutal damage, close to 100 million once again, and it also works on hard. So with your 4 keys a day, you can hit every single difficulty and optimize the most amount of rewards for your account. So yeah, that's going to be all for this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like and subscribe button, and shout out to Morph once again for letting me showcase this for you today. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.